So, welcome to Creative on Command. My name is Robert, and I'm starting my own YouTube channel. I have been helping people with starting their own online businesses and even giving them some motivation and some guidance as to the theory behind the importance of having your own business as another stream of income. If you'd much rather just invest, that's something that we can also look at on this channel. However, at the moment, this is focused specifically for businesses and creating and turning your passions into another form of a lifestyle that you never dreamed was possible. So I'd like you to close your eyes for a moment and just open them and imagine that you've launched your course. Okay, if that is one of the things that is on your list, I highly recommend it. You've launched your course and you decided you needed X amount of students. You needed 100. And you've been doing this for a few months and you've been maintaining this, and it is doing absolutely wonderful. And then unfortunately, a couple students have some emergencies come up, maybe some health problems, taking care of loved ones, or just as life-changing, losing their jobs. And having been in that position, it's a very tough one. So, or maybe all the above, God forbid. So, with that, you are struggling to maintain this idea of how are you going to do this? I should throw in the towel, it was so ridiculous. But now, I want you to imagine again that we're going to fast forward 3 years. And you hear some waves along a coast. You've just woken up. You must be in some sort of dream. You're waking up to the sound of waves, seagulls making noise and in search for food or a mate. And you can't walk away from the smell of salt water. You relish in the smell of the coffee that you decided to brew and figure, if this tastes as good as it smells, I must not be dreaming. And it's not until you look at the clock you remember it all. It's 5:45 a.m. and for the past 2 days after the jet lag wore off, you've been waking up to the sounds of nature on this nice, beautiful tropical island, this vacation you've been taking. And you're excited to teach for the day. I'm sorry, what? Yes. For the past 3 years, you have been doing really well with your course and your business in general. And you've done so well that you've been taking mini vacations, or extravagant, maybe not extravagant, but mini vacations, almost like retirements all throughout life. But you are working while you're doing that. Yeah, you are on a working vacation. So for 2 hours a day, 3 days a week, you do a group course that involves your specific involvement. You've delegated the individual lessons to other instructors, and you've been hiring a lot of people. And now the stress of your business has been somewhat, almost completely automated. You have other forms of income that allow you to relax if for some reason you have this cushion that if there are not enough students enrolled, you have other means for this income. Now that is the importance of along the lines of why you should be looking at starting a business as one of your forms of income. It is so vital. Creating other forms of income, not only passive, but other forms of somewhat active income. And at first, you'll be very active. It'll be very stressful, but it is so worth it. So from there, we're going to continue your story for a moment, that you look along the ocean. And it's not like a pile of diamonds. It's not like how the morning sun catches in the dew that is clinging to the grass. It's a totally unique experience on this island. It's a view that is not the same from any other place in the world. Just like in your homeland, that's not the same as it is in mine. And you relish in this, and you realize that first year, first 2 years maybe even until 6 months ago, there was such a struggle to do all of this. Heck, you were going to give up a few times and really throw in the towel. And you smile to yourself knowing that you've chosen one of the hardest things to do. However, it is well paid off. It's paid off just you. This site you can't even hold, much like other things, but the point is, it's an experience so completely unique to yourself, you wish you could go back and give yourself advice. It's going to be the hardest thing you ever do. You're going to want to give up. You need these other forms of income. You need to keep in mind that just because you're starting a course doesn't mean you shouldn't sell physical goods. It doesn't mean you shouldn't sell a textbook or an ebook or this or that. But you didn't get to give yourself that advice. But you're so proud of yourself for how much you've done and how far you've come. And the struggle was real. It was very serious. But it was so worth it. And you smiled to yourself, and overwhelmed with pride that you even have a few tears of joy and just amazement in what has happened in this time. You can do this. You can do this. Not only for my friend that I specifically made this for, but each and every single one of us can do this. YouTube, if you think about it, when you create an account, they give an option not to just be a bystander, meaning you just have an account like Facebook where you don't have to post anything. YouTube, you have an account, and then it tells you how many videos you have listed, what your playlists are that you've liked, and then there is a personal what videos you have posted. And if you haven't posted anything, then therefore you're just a bystander. But they don't take away that library. They don't take away that option. They want you to create. And the reason that they do that, if you haven't thought about it before, the reason is because your eyes, your view, your experiences, your feelings are completely different from mine. Maybe not polar opposite, but being a male, I may, according to science, I may not see a full spectrum of color according to a female counterpart. And that right there is amazing. The experiences of what we see are different, what we hear. We're all capable of different things. So I'd like to take you a few steps through the journey to help you realize how potentially easy this can be. It's not easy altogether, but I'd like to give you some insights to make things a little bit quicker, some tutorials, etc., and to give you some insight on how something like starting a course, launching that, and having subscriptions for websites are so important. But if you choose not to have an online business, then we'll look at aspects as to providing services, providing retainers for businesses. So therefore, you know you have a physical business and you know you have a physical form of work to do. And maybe that's your thing, and that's perfectly fine. We're going to take a look at all of this, but I'd like for you to take that moment and imagine that you were on that beach. What right now would you cross off your list of things that you have, that you need to do? That, you know, whether it's coffee in the morning on the way to work, or even buying food, because you didn't wake up another half hour to make your own breakfast? What could you save a few dollars now to potentially help finance, just a little bit, help finance your goals? Let me know in the comments below, and please subscribe. And when you do, there's a little bell notification. Click on that, so therefore you can follow this, and again, I can take you step by step, and we can go on a journey that I think you'll be very surprised to see how quickly you can grow your own business and dream as well. Until next time, have a good one.